Hello Mustangs, my name is Ryan, and today we'll be interviewing the one and only Catfish from the No Hate Tour. Around August, everyone got to see such an amazing performance in the gymnasium by him and 3 other BMX riders. So we decided to reach out to Catfish, and turns out he actually wanted us to interview him. Sounds crazy, right? Well, I think it's crazy, talking to a star on social media. Please don't cancel me. But enough with the chit chat. Let's go meet up with him right now. Hello. Hello.
Hi.
What's up? Yeah.
What's up?
Yeah. How are you today?
I'm really good. We just got finished with our shows. We just got back to our Airbnb.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yeah, we might go ride a skate park in a little bit. How's your day going?
Oh, doing good. Anyways, welcome to the interview. And before we
Thank
begin
you.
this, would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Zach Yankish. I'm known in the BMX world as Catfish. I'm a professional BMX MC, and I'm the host of the No Place for Hate anti-bullying tour.
Nice. Thank you for being here. We appreciate your time being here with us. So
Oh, no problem. Thanks for having me.
now with the introductions done, would you like to start with a simple question? What
Sure.
got you being interested in BMX?
I got started in the early. Actually, let me turn my phone on private so we're not disturbed. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
I back in 1986. I had a BMX bike in the mid '80s, but then a movie came out in 1986 called Rad, and it's an old cheesy BMX movie. Anybody that's watching this, it's a fun movie to watch. It's a good kids movie. But I'd seen BMX in magazines, but I'd never seen actually somebody riding BMX until that movie. And when I saw that movie, that was the first time I was like, I want to do that. That looks so fun.
So you're
I had
like
it. I was
amazed.
yeah, it was just, and there were some of the stuff they were doing back then. I was 11 years old, 12 years old, and I'd never seen somebody come out of a ramp like that, like what you guys saw at the show with AJ and Koji and Wes were doing. I'd never seen that before. So in my mind, I was just like, this is the craziest thing ever, and it was accessible. So I was like, I want to do it.
That's crazy. That's really good inspiration because I never really thought from a simple movie you would be in like an extreme like BMX thing.
And that's why it's like I said, I've come full circle. So I went from seeing BMX and being inspired to get involved into it to now actively being the guy that tries to inspire people to pick up BMX. See BMX, a lot of people that have seen it on television or on the internet, you're like, wow, that's crazy. These guys are really, some of the stuff they're doing is dangerous. This is really fun to watch. But then when you see it in person, it's completely different because you have much more of an appreciation for how dangerous it is. You hear the ramps, you can hear the bikes, you can feel the guys whizzing past you, and it's just like a full immersive experience.
Well, you know what's interesting? That was my first time seeing a BMX in person, actually.
What'd you think? What?
I'm impressed.
How about let me interview you now? But did you know that it was gonna be a BMX show going? Well, obviously,
Not really. No one really expected it coming because it was just like a normal like assembly. But
walk our fans through this, our viewers through this. So you walk in the gym, a gym that you've probably been in hundreds of times.
Yeah.
Now there's a skate park set up in your gym. What are you thinking? And the guys are riding the ramps. What are you thinking?
I was like, what is happening here? Like,
right.
we didn't think that this would be coming. Probably a few people, but still, I'm impressed to see that you guys decided to come to our school and start being influencing people to have no hate, as well as like BMX. Like,
and that's the fun thing because obviously our first goal is to eradicate bullying and to hopefully bring down the teenage suicide rate or bring down the suicide rate as a whole. And the BMX thing is just an added bonus, because it's like, okay, that's our main message is clearly we want to everybody to get out of this thing called life, and we want everybody to be successful. The BMX is a cool way to kind of tie that in because it's obviously attention grabbing, but all the guys that you saw today have incredible stories. All of them have lived insane lives, all because of something that they're passionate about. If we didn't have a common bond to BMX, we would never cross paths. None of us would be friends with each other. But if we didn't have a common bond of BMX, like, would we still be as close with each other as we are friend wise, you know? I don't know. It's a interesting question. And that's the other cool thing about BMX is that, you know, we come from all different walks of life, and we all are best friends. We all get along. We all travel together. And it's all, again, because of something that we're passionate about. And like what I talk about in the shows, whatever you're into, right now, I hope that in 20 years, I see you interviewing an 80-year-old Kanye West somewhere, and I can say, he interviewed me, he interviewed me.
Now, for our next question for our interview from one of our teachers here. How long did it take to learn these awesome tricks that you did at the assembly, and how did you learn to do it safely?
That's a really good question. Dane's tricks, the tricks on the ground, are those probably took the longest for him to learn because Flatland is very, very difficult and it takes a lot of patience. The three ramp riders, all three of them turned pro in their early teens, and there's a couple camps in the United States called Woodward Camp. There's one in Tehachapi, that's where Wesley grew up. And there's another one on the East Coast called Woodward East in Pennsylvania. All three of these guys spent a lot of time in their late teens at those camps. And what the camps have, they're called foam pits or resi pits. A foam pit is basically, you know, you've seen trampoline parks that have the big foam that you can jump into. The ramp these guys were jumping at the training facility, it's a takeoff ramp, but it's into the foam. So you could just go as fast as you want. You could try double backflips and you land in foam. When you learn the double backflip or you learn the trick into the foam, the next ramp is called a resi ramp, and it's a ramp just like the one that was at the show, but it has almost like a gymnastics cover over the top of it. So you can still crash, you can still get hurt, but crashing on a pad is a lot more safe than crashing on wood or crashing on a cement ramp or a metal ramp or cement. So they, you know, most of the tricks these guys learned, it took them quite a while to learn. I don't think it would take a normal person 4 or 5 years at least to get anywhere close to the level that these guys at. They're really are the best riders in the world.
Like really talented, right?
Incredibly talented, very passionate as well.
Now for our next question. This is coming from me, and you did our stunt with our principal, right?
Yeah.
How did you actually fear that you guys would hit her?
To be honest with you, no. I've done this a lot, and I've only seen a couple accidents. None of them involving the teacher, mostly just involving the rider. So there is definitely a level of danger to it. You know, there always is.
It's like extreme, yeah.
It is extreme, and there's a lot of variables that come into play. For example, Wes could have done the trick. I'm 100% sure 100% of the time he's going to pull the trick, right? I have no worry about his ability to do it. But if he's pedaling at the ramp and right before he hits the ramp, his chain snaps, it's going to throw him forward into the ramp and possibly injure the teachers as well. So there is an element of danger to it, but knock on wood, I've never had any mishaps and no teachers. I've got 100% success rate with our shows with teachers. Were you scared when we did that? Were you scared?
It was really interesting that you brought upon our admin and principal to be in the stunt. That's really something.
Well, it's fun too because we don't do that every show, but they were both so supportive actually to bring us out there. And it seemed they had a lot of fans when we brought them out there. The student body seemed to really like it, so we made the right choice.
For our next question from a student of ours, what do you do in your free time?
Ride. That's the other fun aspect about being able to tour is that a lot of times people would think, oh, these guys ride their butts off and then they just go home and just chill out. No, we might go to a skate park later today. We'd love to ride. We'd love to be able to, you know, especially now that BMX and skateboarding, action sports are so prevalent worldwide. Every major city has incredible skate parks. The Colorado, I think Colorado might have more skate parks per capita than any state. Maybe Nevada, but that's why we love Colorado, because you guys have so many awesome skate parks and they're well built. So in our free time, we ride, we go shoe shopping a lot. We'll just sit on YouTube. We'll just all get popcorn and we'll just sit on YouTube and watch videos, like watch BMX videos.
Yeah, because how I see it, it's like you have a good mindset to like keep practicing, but at the same time, you don't want to like overstress yourself, you know?
For sure, for sure. And it's what's also fun with these guys is that they're always trying to progress themselves. They'll do it in the shows. They'll do it when we're riding skate parks, just pushing each other. Where it's like it's hard to describe to the viewers that might not understand BMX. But the word that I always use with BMX is it's called camaraderie. Where if I'm at a skate park in Ireland and you are a kid in Ireland, and you come to the skate park, we don't know each other. We meet, there's like an unwritten law. It's like when you see another BMX rider, you're like, okay, because BMX is not easy. It's not cheap. You get hurt. It's there's a lot that goes into it. So when you see another person that rides BMX, you're like, oh, what's up, homie? Like we have this like untalked about bond where, and I've seen it my entire life where I'll meet BMX riders and within 10 minutes, they're like, hey, you want to come back to my house? My mom's making dinner. I can take you to our local skate park. There's just this friendship that you find in BMX that I've never found in any other sport. It might happen in skateboarding. I don't know. I'm not a skateboarder, but the camaraderie that you find in BMX is unmatched as far as I'm concerned.
That sounds like a really like supportive sport, to be honest.
It is.
Like,
It's the best. It is the best.
That's it for the interview. I asked him a lot of questions, but that's as much as we can to wrap up this video. I will admit, interviewing him was awesome, but it was also pretty nervous for me since it was my first time doing it. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video and make sure to keep up with the range.